This underground library in Japan is a thing of beauty. What does he have to say about that? Japan builds libraries that look like it's from the Shire. America builds statues of obese black women. This man found a way to talk about black women in response to pictures of a Japanese library. Bro, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Exposing the grift. Kangmin Lee got fired. MAGA Asian conservative gets fired over the phone for being racist and cringe.
Just desserts. We are gathered here today to laugh at one of the most heinous and bigoted people on the internet losing their source of income. Kangmin Lee, a piece of shit racist, posted a Twitter video announcing his intention to grift on YouTube and other platforms.
Nice.
And I thought it would be funny to watch this video together because this couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Cool.
Without any further ado.
Hello everyone, my name is Kangmin Lee, and I was just fired from my job for my conservative beliefs.
Right off the bat, he opens this video with a lie. Lee was not fired for conservative beliefs.
Yeah.
Lee was fired.
You know, that's all these people do, is lie. That's their whole thing, is lie. They just lie constantly. And so, of course, he's lying here.
Because he is a racist and a sexist masquerading as a Christian conservative.
Right.
I'm aware the Venn diagram is nearly one big circle there, but you know.
Yeah. Nah, this is for sure the overlap of being Christian conservative and being a racist misogynist. No doubt about it.
What I mean. Lee is attempting to play the victim in this video, and if you know anything about this 4-foot-tall elf, you know he is full of shit.
This wasn't about my job performance or my relationships with colleagues. It happened because of the things I've said online and the political and religious views I've shared.
Now we're getting closer to the truth. But again, this framing of, I didn't get fired for my performance, is him trying to paint a narrative that he was fired unfairly.
Right.
The problem, Kangmin, is that as an employee, you represent your company on and off the clock. If you do something they deem inappropriate, you can be fired for that very reason in each of the 3 states you operate in. Being a racist bigot is usually one of the main reasons people get fired while off the clock. I suppose that because you've gotten away with this for so long that you thought you were immune to this, but welcome to the consequences of your actions.
Right.
Better late than never.
Right before I was about to head out to work, I got a call from an executive at my workplace, and he opened with this.
The reason for this call is that we've decided to terminate your contract effective immediately.
Oh.
Beginning today.
You could tell that, he did not see that shit coming. He was like, I'm getting fired? Uh-oh.
Forward, and you're going to cease all contact with employees, and you are not welcome on our campus.
Damn. So he told me I was being...
Fuck, nigga, that's what he just said. You can't come back over here, fuck, nigga.
Removed immediately and not to return. The main reason? Because my posts were dehumanizing and derogatory.
What's with the air quotes,
Right.
Kangmin? Your words are dehumanizing and derogatory.
Yeah.
I mean, are these not your tweets?
Let's read a few of these. Read a few of these. American blacks. Why y'all always worried about us, bro? Why are you worried about us? Why are the white conservatives worried about us? Why these Asian conservatives worried about us? Why don't you talk about your own people? You gonna pick a race of people. Why are you talking about us, bro? All right. American blacks are the only group that embraces the worst of their community and claims it as their culture. Every group rejects the worst of their communities, but American blacks instead make songs about how vain, degenerate, and proudly hateful they are towards others. Why do you care? Why do you care? Why is that your problem? You're not black. You don't live with black people. You don't live around black people. You live with white people as you pretend to be a white man in America. Why does it matter to you? What's the point? Why talk about this shit? You're grifting. You're just trying to get racist white people to like your tweet. You don't have a good reason for talking about this shit. He then goes on to say, I know you're Indian, but are you really that illiterate? Okay, so Indians can't read apparently. Yeah, not shocked that what the fuck is that? Like you who likes to prey on women in their bathrooms. Oh, that's oh shit, that probably is a slur for trans people. Cannot comprehend being respectful towards women. Yeah, I can see why you got fired, buddy.
You've said much, much worse. These were all in the last year.
So it's clear to us that your commentary invokes language that's derogatory and dehumanizing.
The specific example they kept bringing up is when I called women who celebrated the murder of Charlie Kirk hags and psychopaths. And apparently, that's unacceptable. What else are they? Calling them psychopaths is mild compared to the depraved gloating over the death of an innocent man.
Why am I getting gay vibes from this dude, huh? This Christian conservative Asian, am I not getting a little bit of zest? Which, you know, I'm saying, do your thing, zesty boy, do your thing. But I'm getting you getting that? I'm getting those vibes from this guy. A lot of them, they're in the closet, man. It's weird.
Strange position to
Just
take.
Come
there,
out,
Mr.
bro.
Lee.
Be yourself.
When Charlie Kirk himself did exactly what you called these people psychopaths for. I mean, Kirk gleefully asked for a hero to bail out Pelosi's assailant.
If some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000.
Wow.
Bail him out, and then...
So a guy attempted to murder a woman, right, because of her political views on the left. Here's Charlie Kirk saying somebody should go find 30 bands and bail this American patriotic hero out. This is your Christian leader? Y'all are all a fucking joke, man.
Go ask him some questions.
Said clearly that gun
But
death...
this is your Christian leader. This is true Christianity you seen right here. This is the real shit. This new, nice, kind shit, that's some new shit. But don't forget, the people who brought this shit here, they were burning people at the stake, drowning women in lakes, talking about their fucking witches, bro. Cutting off people's heads. Come on, man. If this country gets more Christian the more we go to the past, why is it that it also gets more racist? Ain't that something crazy? Ain't it crazy how the less Christian we become, the less racist this country is? It's almost as if Christianity is a tool of white supremacy. Where have I heard that before? I don't know.
Were acceptable as long as his political beliefs were upheld.
But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
So clearly you are okay with making fun of someone's death.
Nice.
As long as you are the ones doing it. Also, you're leaving out what actually happened. You didn't just call these people hags and psychopaths. You literally stated that women should be a helpmate and to have their right to...
What this fuckboy say now? He said this. Look at this. Check this out. I know this is unpopular, but after seeing how the vast majority of the demons celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk were women. Oh, of course he hates women. Of course he hates women. Because he doesn't know why he doesn't like them. He knows he's supposed to find them attractive, but he just doesn't know how. And so he hates them. Because he wants to be one. I've realized that repealing the 19th cannot be a suggestion, but must be a necessity to save civilization. Oh yes, that's the problem with civilization. It's that women have a voice politically. That's really what's destroying us. Women untethered from good masculine authority. What the fuck you know about that, huh? What you know about masculine? You don't know shit about masculinity, boy. From good masculine authority become the worst hags and psychopaths with their emotions and neuroticism weaponized for destructive purposes because it is not in accordance with their God-given design to be birthers of life and their husband's helpmate. Yes. Then giving these miserable people political power has been a tragic mistake. Reminder that only 4% of women during the time of suffrage wanted to have the right to vote. This how you know bro gay, bro. I'm telling you. Look at how mad he gets at women in the name of Charlie Kirk, bro. He really want Charlie Kirk penis in his mouth, bro. That's really what this shit is right here. That's all this is. That's all we seeing. He's like, how dare you? How dare you come for Charlie? He should have been mine. That's what you seeing right here, bro.
Vote stripped away. That's what you got fired for, you low IQ piece of shit. Blatant misogyny. And I just have to ask, do you not realize that you are a Korean? Meaning that if the government decides to strip away the civil rights of citizens,
right,
you would be next?
Yeah, why don't you talk about Korean men? You Korean, right? You Mr. Masculine, you Mr. Christian conservative masculine guy. They don't look like your traditional conservative. Why don't you talk about them? Go talk about your people. Why don't you do that? Of course you won't. You got to talk about black people and women. That's your bag, right? That's what you care about for whatever reason.
Aside from being a useful attack dog against other minority groups in this country, racist white people don't like Asians either.
Right.
That's because despite your best efforts to paint black people as the perpetrators of anti-Asian violence in this country, it was actually racist white people that committed most crimes against Asians during COVID.
Yeah.
Can't per capita your way out of this one.
But they didn't care about the context. So what specifically?
Well, how about yesterday when you implied that women shouldn't have the right to vote and that women are hags, miserable people, birthers, and psychopaths?
I didn't call women that.
A blatant lie.
Right.
Let's put
of course, because they love to lie.
Arrow next to each word your employer said you said.
How about yesterday when you implied that women shouldn't have the right to vote and that women are hags, miserable people, birthers, and psychopaths?
I didn't call women that.
Looks like you said every single one of those things.
Right.
Aren't you supposed to be a Christian?
Right. Why won't you stand on that? Don't you believe all of that? So those are bad? Fucking grifter.
Isn't not lying like one of the 10 commandments? Why is it that people that call themselves Christians don't seem to actually follow the Bible and are some of the worst people imaginable?
Because to be a Christian just means you believe in Jesus, bro. That's what it means now. It don't mean shit in regards to how you supposed to live, how you supposed to talk, how you supposed to move. At least not for a lot of people who call themselves Christians. Can't say that about all of them. There are some people who really try to live by that shit, bro. But y'all know. The ones that do, y'all know how bad it is, man. Most people don't.
Yes, you did. It's very clear. We have evidence of it.
Yeah, you can pull it up. I said that liberal women who dehumanize people and celebrate that.
You did not say liberal women. You did not say liberal women.
The context is...
There's no context. Your language...
Do you mind if
Bro, this boss is firing on him. He's firing on him as he's firing him. It's beautiful. He's not letting him speak. He's not letting him, like, get his bullshit off. You know, shut up, man. You know what you said. You're not about to try and gaslight me.
I'm going to finish.
Shout out to whoever Lee's boss was.
Right.
Normally when these kinds of things happen, the employer speaks in HR speak and lets the recently fired get away with saying nonsense.
Yeah.
Lee just tried to say he said liberal women. He didn't. That there was more context to his tweet. There wasn't. This is the kind of person we need in charge of a workplace, one that will protect their employees very strongly and not let people like this get away with murder. Kudos to him.
Your language is dehumanizing. You target every kind of identity that's represented. I'm embarrassed that we're just realizing it.
Wow.
So the context behind that...
He's saying, damn, I'm really ashamed that I didn't realize you was a fuck boy earlier.
Is the thousands upon thousands of videos and tweets and posts of people who are celebrating the assassination of a husband and a father.
Of a husband and a father. Oh, he was a father. He had a family. Yeah, so did Hitler, nigga. So did Mussolini, nigga. Come on, man.
2 weeks ago. So the context is the sheer number. It was like 80 to 20, 90 to 10. The majority of people celebrating his assassination, someone murdered in cold blood, were a woman.
Even if that were true,
Right.
it's not.
It's not.
You think that provides context for you saying women shouldn't have the ability to vote? This guy is a moron. And let's not forget, Kangmin himself uses the death of a father as a punchline, so he's getting mad at people doing something he does himself. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Now, these are women who are untethered to their
What this nigga just said, by the way, he said, you're telling me people didn't want to play as George Floyd in feudal Japan? No freaking way. I'm shocked. They say, oh, wow, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a massive flop. Okay, and I'm guessing the idea behind that is there was a black guy. There was a black character in Assassin's Creed, and so he just calls him George Floyd. Why are these people obsessed with George Floyd? Why are they obsessed with black people? And so now all black people are George Floyd? This guy? Yeah. He's really showing you what he thinks about all black people. He thinks all black people are criminal drug addicts, when black people and white people use drugs at the almost the exact same rate. It varies year to year. Sometimes white people do a little more. Sometimes black people do a little more. Just depends on probably who's in office, who's getting a little more stress that year. But overall, about 4% of both the black and white community uses hard drugs, what would be categorized as hard drugs.
Now, these are women who are untethered to their family. They don't have good family lives, right? They have abandoned their families.
It's incredible that he's publicly playing this recording as if it's making him look better.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, he's claiming to know that
he's fucked now. He's fucked now.
Thousands of women on social media don't have children.
You see, guys, what you resist persists, what you chase escapes. Look, he puts out this video to try and get some kind of validation or approval. And because of that, boom, he made a video, I'm making a video. His name is now going to be more closely associated with this racist shit. And so when he tries to get another job, because he's going to flop as a grifter on YouTube, he's going to flop, it's going to be that much harder now. Ain't that crazy? These guys, man, they don't know what they're doing.
And have abandoned their families. Mind you, this guy is an incel. He couldn't have a family if he wanted.
Oh no, is that Chaz? He probably don't know. He probably don't know. You know, he probably don't know.
Too. But he somehow has magical powers and knows the identities of thousands of women on social media. Unbelievably embarrassing.
And they don't have children. So
you don't know that. You don't know that.
Okay, sir. So this is, sir.
Suggest that the answer is to.
Am I allowed to finish, or are you going to keep whitesplaining to me?
And the anti-woke right-wing bigot immediately resorts to the tactics of those.
Yeah. This tweet says, I'm so tired of people who cause problems, then act like the victim. Ooh.
He whines about all.
Like literally fucking all of the white conservative population, gotta say, most of the problems that you have in this country, your people's created it. Your people's created the problems. You know what I'm saying? You have a problem with black crime for whatever reason, even though you don't live around black people, you don't live near a black crime infested neighborhood or anything like that. But okay, fine. You have a problem with black crime. That was created because white supremacists shoved poor black people into ghettos while giving poor white people millions of acres of land in the middle of the country so they could both be out of the way and self-sufficient. But you force the poor blacks into tiny ghettos in horrible living conditions, make it impossible for the men to have jobs, rip the men out of their homes and throw them into prisons, creating generational trauma and fatherlessness, and then drop off guns and drugs into the community and then complain about the crime rate. Y'all are all fuck niggas, bro. All of you who push that shit, who like to demonize black people and poor black people who have to live in neighborhoods like that and do what they have to do to survive.
On Twitter, you cannot make this stuff up. I'm honestly flabbergasted that he's embarrassing himself like this. He's just showing himself to be a hypocrite, whining about racism when he's a wannabe Klan member, and calling this Whitesplaining is insane to me,
Yeah.
given all his employer said was that he doesn't know the life circumstances of thousands of women on Twitter, which is an objective fact. This is the funniest phone call I've ever heard, and
Right.
I've listened to the entirety of the "Why did you redeem it" call.
We can be done with the conversation. You are no longer permitted on this campus. You are effectively terminated immediately.
Lined
from your
up.
employment.
I asked for another example, and he accused me of saying that fat people shouldn't exist. What?
I
That
wonder,
would be crazy for you to say because you fat, my boy. You got a tubby under that shirt. You know that. You know that. So that's crazy if you out here criticizing fat people and you fat. But let's look at what he said. Okay, genuine question. If they spend so many days walking around at Disney parks, how are they still this fat? Wow, oh boy, the Disney adults are at it again. Sometimes I think about how universal healthcare wouldn't be too bad until I realized my tax dollars would go into subsidizing gluttonous pigs like this. Bro, literally, she's just eating cereal on the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't say shit about you. It's like this underground library in Japan is a thing of beauty. What does he have to say about that? Japan builds libraries that look like it's from the Shire. America builds statues of obese black women. This man found a way to talk about black women in response to pictures of a Japanese library, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
why anyone would come to the conclusion that you dislike certain people.
You clearly believe that fat people shouldn't exist.
What?
Correct?
I have
Right.
never said that. I've never said
Correct.
that fat people should never exist. This is your emotion speaking.
He did not say you said that. He said you clearly believe that.
Right.
I mean, dude, if you're going to post literal evidence of someone not saying what you say they said, wait, don't do that. You're only making yourself look bad.
Multiple times. I said they're empathetic, they're compassionate, they're great nurturers and caregivers. That's what I've said. I've also said that men need to step up. I've never said that men are better than women or women are better than men. I've never said that fat people should never exist. That's absurd. All I've said is that they should take care of their bodies and that they should steward the bodies that God has given them, right? So
I'm not interested in this debate.
Yeah.
And you see, no matter how much I try to reason, this is how liberals think. They don't value diversity of thought or the free marketplace of ideas.
Holy irony, Batman. How is it that in one breath you claim liberals don't believe in the marketplace of ideas,
Right.
but in the next get upset that people exercise their freedom of speech by laughing at the death
Exactly.
of Charlie Kirk? Besides the
Exactly.
fact that you literally do this yourself, that's what the marketplace of ideas looks like, you flaming hypocrite. It's not just pointing and laughing at the left. It's also pointing and laughing at the right. You bitches are the snowflakes now, crying when people do to you what you've been doing to them for years. You unironically use the term whitesplaining, for fuck's sake. You love white dick. Why are you complaining now that you're the one taking the back shots?
I think literally too. I think he literally likes white penis. I think he's a gay man for white men in the closet. And he needs to embrace that and accept his truth. Okay, all right. So here he says, me seeing all the tweets about people getting fired for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. So you're celebrating people getting fired over their political views. Good job. You played yourself.
Besides, this is literally you celebrating people being fired from their jobs for expressing their freedom of speech.
Right.
Meaning you should also be laughing at yourself right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's literally a tweet from this guy for everything.
They will fire you, destroy your life, and in extreme cases like we saw with Charlie Kirk, kill you and dance on your grave if you dare hold any right-wing opinions. To be
Bro, you are not gonna make it as a conservative grifter, bro. You look too girly, bro. I'ma tell you that. You look too feminine, bro. Like, just take a look at Decoy Voice, right? That he's another Asian conservative dude, right? Facial hair. He also a little darker. You know, melanin just gives you more masculinity, right? You know, you're a little darker. You're a little leaner. You feel me? And he also doesn't sound like a gay boy when he talks. So you're not gonna make it, dude. You're fucked. You're super fucked. You're not gonna get hired in tech because of this digital footprint you got now, and you're not gonna make it as a conservative shill. This is horrible for you.
Being conservative today in America still means to be a social pariah. Companies and institutions will punish you without question.
That's because your beliefs have no place in civil society. You openly advocate for the subjugation of 50% of the population. You are a flaming racist. You think the colonization and conquest of people—
This land was not stolen, it was conquered? Okay, all right. Well, I guess I should round up some dudes and go conquer your fucking house then, huh? It's so crazy. He glazes and glorifies white people for stealing. That's what they did. They fucking stole this land. They stole people. They stole labor. They steal money. They stole money. They're still stealing money. But black people are evil for glorifying the worst aspects of our culture when we listen to a Chicago drill song and he talks about robbing somebody. You feel me? We're glorifying the worst aspects of our culture, but here he is. Double hand fucking gawking white colonizers who stole this country from the native peoples and stole people and made them work for free for hundreds of years and all of that. How is that any better?
Is okay, except when those people being conquered are white people. You are obsessed with black people, and you refer to trans people as troons. I wouldn't want you at my place of business either.
Yeah.
And I think any job you land in the future should be made aware of your positions on these things. They have a right to know what kind of person they are employing. Your inherent biases will affect how you interact with your colleagues and potential customers.
But I believe in speaking honestly about my values. I've tried to be respectful while also being direct.
Ah, yes. Look at this very respectful tweet.
Of course, I tend to be sarcastic and incorporate humor in my posts, but apparently that's become grounds for dismissal. I don't think being conservative or having strong religious Christian convictions should cost someone their livelihood.
But you do think opposing—
You know why he emphasizes the word Christian? Other than the fact that it's a mask and a cover for the racism, but it's also like a dog whistle. It's basically saying, if you're a Christian, help me. Help. I'm drowning. Help. I also worship the same guy.
Positions to yours should cost someone theirs. So why are we supposed to feel sympathy for you again?
Yeah, but they not
you
gonna
think
come,
being a
bro.
Christian
They not
makes you
gonna help
special
you.
and that you should get to say the heinous shit you do without repercussion?
Exactly.
No, it's fuck around and find out time, dipshit. You said it yourself. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
It is possible for someone to hold beliefs that you disagree with, and that person—
You know, it's crazy because fundamentalist Islam has a lot of the same attitudes and beliefs and bigotry that fundamentalist Christianity has, right? But you know what I've noticed? You don't really see Muslims saying that bigoted stuff loudly and proudly, and then when they suffer consequences, if and when they suffer consequences for it, they don't just say, oh, well, these are just my Muslim beliefs. I'm just stating my— Why don't you see that? Because we don't live in a society that cares about religious beliefs and religious freedom. We live in a white supremacist society, and Christianity is it's a branch of that shit. So it's safe there. It's okay there. But you couldn't be saying just, oh, gay people that and this and Jewish people this and just, hey, these are just my Muslim beliefs. Only Christians can do that. You ever notice that? He's essentially prostrating and trying to say, hey, listen, I submit to white supremacy. So help me, please.
be a crazy, hateful person.
Oh, I agree. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to you.
Wow, where are the Muslim migrants when you need them in response to a pride parade?
Because you are a hateful, crazy person. This is what grifting looks like, people. Blatant lying and hypocrisy because he's panicking and needs to fleece people of their money. So he LARPs as an innocent Christian, being persecuted for his Christian beliefs instead of being fired for saying women shouldn't have the right to vote. Like, Think about that for a second. He's saying he doesn't value a woman's opinion, so how could he ever work with women at a workplace? His positions necessitate not valuing his own colleagues' input.
Right.
And even worse, what if he has a female boss? He clearly stated women shouldn't be in positions of power. This nut shouldn't be at anyone's company.
I just wish that they at least tried to have a conversation with me before viewing me and firing me as a derogatory, dehumanizing bigot. They don't even know what it is that I believe, but as you can see, they chose to take things out of context to create a fake version of me.
Dude, you have years of hateful, spiteful, bigoted posts on social media.
Yup.
Your boss literally said they have a file of things you said. Are you arguing that the things you publicly post aren't really what you actually believe? That ought to concern your bigoted followers because they're taking you at your word. In any case, you're lying one way or the other.
Because having a conversation and trying to reach a place of understanding is hard. And it's easy, instead, to dismiss and fire someone who disagrees with you as a racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, everyphobic monster. They chose to treat me like some violent terrorist that's not allowed on their property or to contact any of their employees anymore. They are more angry with me calling out garbage behavior than the garbage behavior itself.
This is why you're not welcome, Mr. Lee. You are not taking responsibility for your own actions. You don't see why what you do is wrong, and that shows you are not mature enough to work for someone's company. You are a child with a victim's mentality, which is ironic because you say exactly that about black people every other week. You lie and pretend that you're not who we all know you to be. You're asking for a conversation with people that you denigrate and shit on. You're not owed a conversation. You were an employee. That means you do what is asked of you. You assume that because you have a lot of bigots that follow you on Twitter that you are hot shit.
And ain't not one of them gonna help you, bro. Ain't not one of them gonna help.
Until hot shit actually showed up and told you to get the fuck off the premises. Now you're begging for people to save you because you couldn't be normal. You can't call out garbage behavior while being a garbage person.
They're more angry at me calling people celebrating Charlie's assassination hags and psychopaths than they were at the very demons who celebrated Charlie's assassination.
This attempt at grifting is pathetic. Once again, your boss pointed out multiple things you said as the reason for your firing. You didn't just call people hags. You said women shouldn't have the ability to vote, you fucking clown. You are also guilty of making light of someone's death, dipshit.
Right. Yeah, all of them. All of them are obsessed with George Floyd, bro. What did George Floyd do to you, bro? What did this man do to you? This man was murdered by a police officer. Murdered. And you just constantly are posting about him. Why? Why do you care?
Guilty of making light of someone's death, dipshit, and you yourself believe that people who do that should be fired. So why are you upset? You ordered this meal, now eat it.
So what now? Well, I know some of you have noticed that I've been absent from making videos and content for almost 2 years now. And that's true, and I sincerely apologize for my absence.
I sincerely apologize.
You stopped posting on YouTube because nobody was watching the trash you produced. You're not sorry for not uploading. You have 6 videos in 4 years. What you meant to say was, I failed at grifting the first time, please give me another chance. At least that would be honest, Christian.
Right.
I would post on X in my free time from time to time, but I wanted to live a more normal life for a while off the internet. I was struggling financially and I tried to make money in other ways by working other jobs. I also spent time in counseling, trying to get right with God, because I realized I had been living a life of sin as a hypocrite while publicly espousing Christian conservative values. I even tried pivoting into
I wonder what that life of sin was. I already told you my hypothesis. I think he was probably taking it from a white guy.
Career paths to see if that's where God was leading me, but it seems God had other plans. I believe God is using this to push me into what I was already being prepared for: full-time content creation and public speaking.
Right.
Sharing truth, building a community that isn't afraid to stand firm. If you remember 4 years ago, this is actually the second time I've been fired from my job for my social media posts.
And apparently he hasn't learned his lesson yet, like the problem child that he is. Well, unfortunately, This is my realm, Mr. Lee. You've been ducking the smoke with me ever since I pulled your card last year, but now you've decided to try grifting on my platform. Well, guess what? That means your ass is grass, because I will be sticking my size 12 so far up your ass, you're going to be spitting up Jordan logos until you inevitably get demonetized on this platform.
That was, intense.
So,
Fuck.
be seeing you.
I ain't never heard no shit like that. God damn. Nah, but he might like that shit though, for real. Hey, that's the video. Shout out to the Birdman. Boy, oh boy. I would not want to be in this guy's fucking scope. Good Lord. This dude is a fucking demon. But a demon for justice. All right, yeah, so that's the story of Kangmin Lee. That dude is cooked. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Peace out.